What if I told you there was a side hustle that could double your yearly earnings? And the entire side hustle would be passive once you build it out. I'm about to share with you what I find to be the easiest passive digital side hustle that could earn you around $7,459 per month like it does for me. If you're new here, hi, I'm Molly. I started as a broke college dropout with just 81 cents to my name. This was my crappy car. And I leveraged that 81 cents into a multiple six-figure per year photography studio. Then other photographers started asking me how I did it. So I started to create free content and paid digital info products. And I grew that into a $2 million per year digital info products business. And now I help content creators and aspiring content creators just like you to grow your following and monetize it with digital info products so that you can help your followers on a deeper level and make a full-time living doing what you love. Back when I was a photographer and a few years into growing my studio, things were going really well. We had a lot of clients. I had a whole team I was managing, but that also meant that I was really busy and I was starting to get pretty burnt out. And at the same time, once my studio had reached multiple six figures per year, other photographers started asking me how to do it. So naturally, I started out sharing that information through things like coaching and workshops. But I was already so busy with my studio, and adding on things that took up more of my time, like coaching and workshops, was not the answer. So somewhere around that time, I attended a women's business conference, and that is where I was introduced to the concept of digital products. I had no idea that I could take the same information that I was sharing in workshops and coaching and put it into something like an ebook or a workshop so that not only would I no longer have to trade my time for money, but I was able to help an unlimited number of people. So I was able to trade less of my time for money because I just had to create the digital product once and I could sell it over and over again. I was able to make unlimited money because I was able to sell it over and over again. And I was able to help unlimited people because I could sell the digital product unlimited times. So I was able to take the time that I would have spent on maybe one workshop or one one-on-one coaching call, put that into creating an ebook that, again, I could sell unlimited times and help unlimited number of people with, which is just amazing. And even though I sold that ebook for many years and I made over $500,000 with that ebook, even when I decided to pivot to what I do now, helping content creators monetize with digital info products, I actually was approached by another educator to buy the IP of my actual ebook. And that's something it never even occurred to me. I just wanted to create the ebook to free up my time, but I just wanted to share that because that is an avenue that you can go as well if you ever decide to pivot or sell your business. So let's break this down into my 3-part framework. But really quickly, before we do that, I want to let you know that I have a brand new, totally free, on-demand training on how you can learn to create and sell your very own digital products online for consistent passive income. So all you got to do is go to the first link in the description below this video, and you can register to watch it on demand completely for free. So let's break down what I have found to be the easiest digital passive side hustle into a 3-part framework. So number 1, create an ebook that actually helps people. Okay. And we're going to break this all down. Number 2, create a checkout page so you can actually sell that ebook automatically. And number 3, let's break down how you can actually promote this to get sales passively so that this can become the easiest digital side hustle for you. Now, I know in this video, I'm talking about creating an ebook because that's what I started with. And that's what I recommend for those that aren't sure which digital product to start with. But if you want a full list of all 54 different types of digital products so that you can see what all the different types are out there and find which one might be best for you, then go in the description below this video and you can download my full list of all 54 different types of digital info products completely for free. Okay, let's break down what exactly is an ebook and how can you create one that's actually going to help people so that you can actually get a lot of sales as well. So an ebook is simply a digital PDF, and it's not like a whole dang book. It's not a whole dang novel. Okay. My ebook that did over $500,000 was just 13 pages long. So it's all about the information and the transformation that someone is getting. It's all about the education. It's not about, writing an entire book. So for me, I knew that photographers' number 1 pain point was booking more clients. So I took my number 1 marketing strategy that worked in my photography business to get photographers more bookings. And I put that into that 13-page digital PDF file, AKA an ebook. So the best formula for doing this is start to grow your following online and start to build your email list at the same time. And I have a lot of videos on how to do that. And the first link in the description below is that free training that teaches you that as well. And once you've grown your email list to 100 to 200 people at least, then you can send out a survey using something like Google Forms. In that survey, you're going to want to ask a few questions to learn what your followers' number one pain point is so that you can create your ebook digital product all around that. So for me, again, their number one pain point was booking more clients. So then I asked myself, where are they now and where do they want to be at the end of my ebook? So currently they're a photographer, maybe they have a studio, they don't have enough bookings. And at the end, they want to have enough bookings, at least get a booking to pay back the cost of the ebook and make money, and then have a repeatable process to keep making money after that. And no, your digital product does not have to be money making. It can be anything in the realm of health, wealth, or relationships. It can be about reducing stress, having more fun, helping somebody get better at a hobby. You absolutely do not need to be doing a money-making thing. So I just want to spell that out. In fact, I know somebody who has a membership for beginner guitarists. Their number one ideal client is like retired guitar players, and they're doing over $500,000 a month. And there are just countless examples of this. Just go online. You can just start looking around at different ebooks and memberships and things. You do not have to have a money-making digital product. I just want to say that because I know I'm going to get that in the comments. Now, the best thing is if you create your digital product or ebook in this fashion, then the marketing is going to be a lot easier, because if you are actually creating an ebook that's actually going to help people, they are going to naturally want to tell other people about it. And that, my friend, is word of mouth marketing. And that is the best and most free marketing that you can get. Not to mention, you're also going to get a lot of testimonials, which is going to help your marketing as well. Because I don't know about you, but typically when I make a decision on purchasing a digital product, it's based on a lot of the testimonials. And yes, you're not going to have testimonials in the beginning. That's okay. You can share your story of how it's helped you. And then once you get testimonials, you can add those to your checkout page as well. Okay, now let's talk about how to create the actual checkout page. So for me, for checkout pages, website, blogging, email marketing, product hosting, everything I use to run my digital info products business, I use a software called System.io. There is a link in the description below this video where you can get a totally free account. So you can check it out, try it out. You can actually use the features. It's a totally free account for up to 2,000 email subscribers. So it's a really, really great account to get you started. And even their highest level account, which is what I pay for, is only $97 a month, which is lower than all their competitors' lowest tiers. So not only do I use System because it's a really great product and it does everything all in one, but it's a really good price too. And no, this video is not sponsored by System, but it's just what I use and love. So what you do to create a checkout page using System is you're going to want to create your account. You're going to want to come up with what's the name of your digital product and a little bit about the offer. So what's included, why should people buy it, things like that. Then you can actually go into System and click on funnels. And that is where you can create a funnel, but it's just going to actually be 2 pages, the checkout page and the thank you page. That's it. It's super easy. And there's tons of tutorials on how to do it online. So you can definitely Google around for that. I also teach it in my Freedom Creator Club membership as well. Okay, last but not least, how to promote your digital product to actually get sales. So this is a lot simpler actually than you're probably thinking. Now, there is going to be work up front to create the product, to build out the checkout page, to grow an actual following so you have traffic. But once you have those things, it can be really pretty passive. So for me, what I do is I create 1 to 2 YouTube videos every single week on this channel. Now, you can grow on a different social media platform if you want. For me personally, I have found this to be by far the lowest lift with the highest result. And I'm not saying YouTube's easy. It's definitely a good amount of work, but the amount of results it gets you is incredible. In fact, in that free training, which is the first link in the description below this video, I show all my YouTube results and talk about my test of how I tested all the different social media platforms for 6 months and the different results that I got from them. And it is quite frankly mind-blowing. I am a huge advocate for YouTube. So again, what I do is I put out 1 to 2 YouTube videos every single week. And in those videos, I mention the freebies in the description below my video. When people get a freebie, they get on my email list. When they get on my email list, then I send them further really helpful, nurturing emails. And after a while, I also invite them to learn more about my membership or my online course. And then once they do that, some people will buy, some people won't, and that's totally okay. And that is exactly how I make these passive sales and how it is, in my opinion, the best digital passive side hustle. And yes, I know this is now my full-time gig, but when I had my photography studio, I was doing that full-time, and I dedicated just one day a week to my digital ebook, and I was able to get it to $500,000 in total revenue sales by just putting in that one day a week. And I did eventually grow that to 2 days a week as I made more money, and then I eventually went 50-50, and then I eventually went full-time with this. So if you are someone who has a full-time job or a full-time gig and you want to do this as a side hustle, my number one recommendation for you is to carve out the time. A lot of times people will say to me, Molly, I'm just not finding the time. The time is not going to come to you. You're not just going to wake up one day and be like, I have all this time. I think I'm going to grow a following and sell digital products. No. What I did back in the day when I had my full-time photo studio, I mean, we're talking like 10 clients a week. We're talking multiple people on my team. You know, I was very busy. I was more than a full-time job busy. I worked every single weekday, sometimes weeknights. I would pull all-nighters, sometimes in the beginning, which I wouldn't recommend. And sometimes I would even work on a weekend if I had to, especially back when I shot weddings. But my point is that it was important to me to get out of burnout and to create something that I could consistently generate revenue with passively after building it out. I knew that putting in the time up front would pay off for years to come. So what I did was I went to my Google Calendar and I actually marked off every single Friday. I got rid of every meeting, everything. I took no photo shoots, nothing on Fridays other than working on my digital products business. So for you, you're going to have to carve out that time. If you have a 9 to 5 from Monday through Friday, you're going to want to mark off maybe 1 or 2 weeknights or maybe one weekend day, say Sunday or Saturday or something like that. You might need to reach out for help. You might need to talk to your spouse and say, hey, could you maybe cover doing things and helping with the kids on this night or this day or whatever that is, and explain how you're putting time in now to really help your family's wealth situation and help to give you more time freedom. Because I can tell you that if you put in the work up front and you take this seriously, this absolutely can be an amazing side passive stream of revenue for you. You are going to want to continue creating content to consistently drive traffic to that product, but you can carve out time for that. Like for me to make 1 to 3 videos takes me anywhere from maybe 1 to 1.5 hours, given I do outsource my editing. Okay, so keep that in mind. But if you have a full-time job, you probably have the money to outsource your editing. So I'm just sharing. I understand everyone has completely different situations and some people have different advantages than others. And what you really need to look at is your situation. What's going to work for you? What are the advantages you have and the skill sets you have that you can lean into? And where do you need to maybe put in more work? So with all of that said, now that you know what I believe to be the easiest digital side hustle, you might be wanting to learn more of a step-by-step approach of how to create and sell your ebook. And I have a video that breaks it down even further, but where do you go to watch that video? Well, you go to watch it right here next. And I know that when you pair what you just learned with what's in this video, it's going to be even more powerful. And I am so freaking excited for you to put in this work up front to have passive income for years to come. So bye for now and see you in the next video.